In this video, we are going to show you the perfect itinerary for Western Canada. One of the questions we get the most is how to build a logical itinerary that combines the jewels of British Columbia, the modern metropolis surrounded by nature Vancouver, the Alpine Village and Olympic host Whistler, and the charming capital with a British feel, Victoria. To do this trip without rushing and truly enjoy the trails, lakes, and urban life, we recommend at least 10 days. That is why we prepared a super complete 10-day itinerary covering the Golden Triangle of the West detailed day by day. So let us get started. What is the best time to visit Western Canada? The region has the mildest climate in the country. The best time by far is summer from June to September, when days are long, dry, and sunny, perfect for beaches and outdoor activities. Autumn in September and October is beautiful, but marks the start of the rainy season. Winter from November to March is known as Raincouver in the city, as it rains a lot and the sky turns gray. But it is the perfect time to ski in Whistler, where it snows a lot. Spring is beautiful with the cherry blossoms in Vancouver. And how many days to stay? To do this itinerary covering Vancouver the Sea to Sky Highway Whistler and the crossing to Vancouver Island and Victoria, the bare minimum we recommend is 8 days. But to take it easy and include boat tours to see whales, the ideal is 10 days. With 10 days, you can stay 4 nights in Vancouver, 2 in Whistler, and 3 in Victoria. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around on this route. To arrive, you will fly into Vancouver International Airport YVR. To do this triangular route, the best option is to rent a car as the road to Whistler, and the tours on Vancouver Island require flexibility. If you do not want to drive, there is an excellent network of buses called BC Connector and Seaplanes. The logistics between cities work like this. From Vancouver to Whistler, it is a 2-hour drive along the sea to Sky Highway. By Skylinks bus, it costs about $35 one way. From Vancouver to Victoria, you need to take the BC Ferries boat. You drive to the Tsawwassen Terminal, 45 minutes from downtown, put the car on the ferry and cross to Swartz Bay in Victoria. The crossing takes an hour and a half and costs about $85 for a car with 2 passengers. Advance booking on the BC Ferries website is mandatory in summer. Now let us get to the day by day. Day 1. Arrival in Vancouver and downtown. Arrive via Vancouver Airport and take the SkyTrain Canada Line Metro to downtown waterfront. The trip takes 25 minutes and costs about $8. Check in. Start walking around Canada Place to see the ship sail architecture and seaplanes taking off. Do fly over Canada, an incredible 4D simulator right there. Walk to the historic district of Gastown to see the steam clock that whistles every 15 minutes. Have dinner at the old spaghetti factory for a cheap and fun classic. Day 2. The Green Lung, Stanley Park. Rent a bike on Denman Street and spend the day at Stanley Park. Ride along the seawall, the 6-mile waterfront boardwalk. Stop at the totem poles, the view of the Lions Gate Bridge and Third Beach. Entrance is free. Visit the Vancouver Aquarium inside the park to see otters and sea lions. It costs $35. End the day watching the sunset at English Bay and eat a Japadog Japanese hot dog on the street. Day 3. Market and nature. Granville Island and Capilano. In the morning, take the little aquabus boats to Granville Island. Explore the public market and have breakfast with fresh fruit and donuts from Lee S. Donuts. In the afternoon, take the free shuttle at Canada Place to Capilano Suspension Bridge. Cross the giant suspension bridge and walk on the walkways in the trees. The ticket costs $55. If you want to save money, go to Lynn Canyon Park, which is free. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy on this route is to split accommodation into 3 bases. In Vancouver, the best region is downtown or West End to do everything on foot and be close to the park. In Whistler, stay in Whistler Village so you do not need a car to dine or go to the mountains. In Victoria, the best region by far is the Inner Harbour near Parliament and the Empress Hotel. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region in each of these cities. Staying in this marked area, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the description the link to this map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM, cell phone, chip discounted travel insurance tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, good and cheap hotels. We've already stayed at the car rental comparator, which is essential for this route, and the global account to carry Canadian dollars paying much lower fees. Save this page in your favorites. Day 4. Sea to Sky Highway. Rent the car and leave Vancouver towards Whistler. This is one of the most beautiful roads in the world. Stop at Shannon Falls Waterfall free. Stop in the town of Squamish and take the Sea to Sky gondola for a surreal view of the fjords and mountains. The ticket costs $50. Arrive in Whistler in the late afternoon and explore the pedestrian village. Day 5. Whistler Mountains. Spend the day in the mountains. In winter, it is skiing. In summer, take the Blackcomb Gondola to the top, and then cross to the other mountain on the Peak 2 Peak Gondola, which holds world records for height and distance. The view is breathtaking. The summer ticket costs $70. If you are brave, cross the Cloudraker suspension bridge at the top of Whistler Peak. Have dinner at L Furniture Warehouse where all dishes cost about $6. Day 6. Lakes and relaxation. Use the morning to rent a bike and ride the Valley Trail in Whistler, passing Lost Lake and Green Lake. If it is hot, take a dip in Alta Lake. In the afternoon, relax at Scandinave Spa, an outdoor Nordic spa with hot and cold pools in the middle of the forest. It is absolute silence and costs about $80. Day 7. Crossing to the island. Leave Whistler and drive back towards Vancouver to the Horseshoe Bay Ferry Terminal about 1.5 hours. Take the BC ferries to Nanaimo Departure Bay on Vancouver Island. The crossing takes 1 hour 40 minutes. From Nanaimo, drive another hour and a half to the city of Victoria. This route avoids Vancouver traffic. Arrive in Victoria and walk around the illuminated harbor at night. Day 8. Gardens and Whales. In the morning, drive 30 minutes to Butchart Gardens. These are gardens built inside an old quarry and are considered the most beautiful in the world. The ticket costs $35. In the afternoon, take the boat tour to see orcas and humpback whales. Victoria is one of the best places in the world for this. The tour lasts 3 hours and costs $120. Day 9. British Charm. Explore downtown Victoria on foot. Visit the British Columbia Parliament. There is a free tour. Enter the Fairmont Empress Hotel. And if you want luxury, have the famous afternoon tea, which costs $90. Walk along Government Street and buy chocolates at Rogers Chocolates. Visit the Royal BC Museum to learn about the natural and indigenous history of the region. Eat seafood at Red Fish Bluefish, a container in the harbor with huge lines and delicious food. Day 10. Return. Drive to the Swartz Bay Terminal, 30 min from downtown, and take the ferry back to the mainland, arriving at the Tsawwassen Terminal. From there, go straight to Vancouver Airport YVR to return the car and catch your flight, or stop by the MacArthur Glen outlet next to the airport for final shopping. An important tip is to buy tickets for attractions in advance. The Whistler Gondola and the ferry to Victoria require advance reservation, otherwise you can wait hours in line. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets for the lowest price. Quick shopping tips. In Vancouver, Robson Street has all the brands and the Root Store. In Whistler, buy ski gear and Arc'teryx clothes. In Victoria, Lower Johnson Street has local boutiques and Munro S Books, a beautiful bookstore. And how much does it cost to eat in the West? It is expensive. A main dish costs between $20 and $30. To save money, eat sushi. In Vancouver, $15 combo or pizza by the slice. The tip of 18% to 20% is expected. And what to do at night? Vancouver has Granville Street for clubs. Whistler has a legendary après-ski life with lively pubs like Garibaldi Lift Co. Victoria is quieter, ideal for English pubs like Bard and Banker. And if you are traveling with kids, they will love the aquarium, the Peak to Peak gondola, and seeing the orcas in the sea. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Canada, you need to be aware of the current rules. If you are a US citizen, you just need your passport. For other nationalities, check if you need a visa or an electronic travel authorization called ETA, which is cheap, costs $7 Canadian and comes out in minutes. Always check the updated rules with the consulate before boarding, as diplomatic rules can change. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs in Canada are extremely high, and an emergency can cost thousands of dollars. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use, which always finds insurance for half the price. If you liked this complete itinerary, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and safe travels.